Wyatt, the Wyatt Sharpe show. Where does the show? I want to talk to you obviously about Canada, but what's the show?
Yeah, the Wyatt Sharpe show has been on YouTube for a little while, and then
Cool.
I started a few weeks ago doing a show on something called the Newsform Network, which is a relatively new cable network here in Canada.
That is awesome. Good for you. Now, what do you make of all this back and forth with, we used to get along so well, right? Why can't we all just get along? But now the United States and Canada.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly very interesting. You were mentioning the Star-Spangled Banner getting booed at various sporting events here in Canada. I think Donald Trump saying that he wants Canada to be the 51st state, even he, I think, recognizes that constitutionally for both Canada and the United States, it's very unlikely. In Canada, anyways, in order for that to happen, it would have to get approved by Parliament. They would have to agree to dissolve the federal government. And then, of course, there would have to be a referendum amongst Canadian citizens where they would have to vote a majority in order for that to happen. And at least polls are right now in Canada, the vast majority of Canadians are not looking for that to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, one of the things people brought up here, too, I mean, you probably know about this from growing up in Canada. They're a fairly liberal place, right, generally speaking. So I don't know that someone like Trump would want 2 senators to be Canadian. They probably wouldn't be Republicans, would they?
No, definitely not. I mean, we have 10 provinces and 3 territories here in Canada, and I would say about 8 of them would probably vote Democratic.
Now, the issue here, at least what Trump keeps bringing up, seems to be trade-related. Here's what he said about that topic as well. Listen.
Canada's been very bad to us on trade, but now Canada's going to have to start paying up. And Canada's been tough on the military because they have a very low military cost. They think we're going to protect them with our military, which is unfair.
So that's probably what the boos are really about, the tariffs, right? That's what people are upset about the most?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you saw it's now on a 30-day pause, but originally it was going to be a 25% blanket tariff. And then in recent days, he said he's going to put in place a 25% tariff specifically on steel and aluminum. And then he said that that's going to be on top of the blanket tariffs if, they don't negotiate a further pause. And so I think people right now are we've been each other's largest trading partner for a really long time. Actually, just a few months ago, we became the 2nd largest trading partner with the United States. We fell from the #1 spot that we've held for a while. But I think people are just looking at this. Obviously, we buy a lot of kind of day-to-day items from the United States, and then the United States buys a lot of their grain, their minerals, their oil, their lumber from us here in Canada. And people are just kind of, I think, disappointed of the relationship and the fact that we can't kind of prosper for the next few months as we have for the past little while.
Yeah. You're not mad at us, though, right? It's all you're just mad at Trump. Is that the deal?
I mean, I think so. I think Donald Trump has been fairly unpopular amongst Canadians for some time. We're supposed to get another, at least the polls are suggesting right now, someone named Pierre Poilievre as our next minister. And although
he's conservative, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Ideologically speaking, he's very similar to Donald Trump, but I think it might actually come back to get Donald Trump because Pierre Poilievre is almost as much Canada first as Donald Trump is America first, so to speak.
You're right, but he's been kind of forced to, he's been, because of that, become like nationalist, and because, he wants to be on the side of the people, which is a really kind of an interesting dynamic, which you've explained much better than I could, as usual. This is the 2nd time that you've upstaged me since coming on the show, so I appreciate that. By the way, the only reason I would be in favor of this, we want your side of Niagara Falls. I always thought the Canadian side is much better than the American side, so it's a better view. Thanks, Wyatt. And congrats on the show. Enjoy it. Enjoy the time. Yeah, it's be a long career. You start that young, right? He's great. 16. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.